Welcome, guys, back to the I Love Wrestling podcast. I am your host, as always, Justin Woolwine, and today we are welcomed by most of the TNA audience's favorite, the hometown man. How we doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. I love the name of your podcast because I love wrestling. I'm assuming that people listening to this love wrestling. I'm assuming you love wrestling. So let's talk everything TNA wrestling because I love wrestling and I love TNA. So this is going to be fun. Thanks for having me.
It's perfect. It's almost like the Cinderella shoe fits. I'm glad you're here.
Yes.
Let's dive right in. As we record this, TNA is about to embark on a new era, January 15th. Just diving right in, what are some of the goals you have for yourself during this new TNA on AMC era?
Oh man. Let's jump right in. I mean, this AMC announcement is huge. Like I don't even think I can fully describe what this partnership with AMC really means for TNA. I can say that it has been years in the making that people on the TNA roster, the wrestlers, the crew, the camera guys, the people in the truck, like everybody from the backstage guys to the behind the camera to the people on camera have been working towards this goal for so long. And the fact that it's happened, I can't even put into words how excited everybody at TNA is, and definitely how excited I am to be a part of TNA and this new AMC era. Which means, yeah, man, I got goals. I mean, for a long time, the goal was like, let's just get TNA out there and let's get us on a bigger network and a bigger platform. And now that goal has happened. So I love that it's also in the new year, that in this new year of 2026, we're also kind of doing the New Year's resolution thing and trying to come up with goals. My personal goal in this new era of TNA is to win gold. I mean, we've put our name on the history books of having this new era of new fans. I want my name in the history book that the hometown man has won gold in TNA. Now that means that I have to stay in TNA and I have to, be on the team. So I actually have some breaking news if you want to hear it. I love
Of
wrestling. I love
course.
your podcast. I would love to share some breaking news with you right now. Hometown man has officially put pen to paper, and I have re-signed with TNA Wrestling. So I'm officially re-signed with TNA. I am on the team, and I'm ready to take TNA to the next level with AMC. This is going to be sweet.
First off, congratulations. Got to be a
Thank you,
big
man.
deal.
It's
Um,
huge. It's huge.
it's amazing. Thank you for sharing that on here. It's probably the one of the biggest breaking news we've ever had. So thank you.
Hey, man. Yeah.
With that, I mean, how has putting pen to paper changed your everyday life? Like, what does a TNA contract
Ooh.
mean for the hometown man outside of the ring?
Well, I mean, home is where the heart is. I've said this before in many interviews. Home is where the heart is, and my home is TNA. Like I feel like it's my home. And you said the word family. I mean, I have a wrestling family and I have, my family in my actual home, my house. And I mean, it affects both of those things because one, it makes sure that I remain a member of the TNA family. And I mean, that word gets tossed around a lot when people refer to TNA, but the reason it gets tossed around a lot is people that are a part of TNA don't just feel like they are an employee of a company. They truly feel like they are a member of a family. And I'm honored to be able to stay a part of the family. That's what I want. I want to be with my family, and TNA is my home and it's my family. And then in terms of how that affects my family, my wife, and my children, it's always been my dream ever since I was a young 5-year-old kid not to be a millionaire, not to be rich and famous. Really, my goal has always been I think professional wrestling is the coolest job in the world. And if I could say that my job is being a professional wrestler, that would be a dream come true. And putting pen to paper to officially be able to say and continue, hey, I am making a living in professional wrestling. I mean, that's literally my childhood dream and it's accomplished. So it means a lot, man.
That's phenomenal. It's nice to hear that feel good moment, especially something you've obviously been goal driven since 5 years old, wanting to make this happen. So congratulations. Um,
Thank you.
what really went into the decision? Obviously deals like this happen. They come to you with, offers and whatnot. What went
hmm
into the decision for you to say, "Hey, yes, this works for me. I want to sign this." Like, was there any thought into it, or was it just, let's lock this in?
I mean, there's a lot of thought that goes into it. I mean, this is the wrestling business, right? So, I mean, there's obviously money has to go into the decision. And
Yeah.
like you said, like I
Yes.
said, I mean, I have a family. I have children. I want to be able to say that I'm making a living as a professional wrestler. So yes, that's one of the things that goes into the decision is that. But also from a business sense, you have to realize this is the interesting thing about professional wrestlers. We are independent contractors and we are a brand. So when we sign on the dotted line for a contract with a company, we're making a decision, not just, oh, I want this company to give me money, but I'm signing up to be associated with that brand. So I'm saying when I put that name on that paper, I want my brand connected to TNA's brand. And I'm telling you right now, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of professional wrestlers right now that want their name attached to the TNA brand because we are super hot. We've got this new era, this buzz, this excitement going to AMC. I mean, there are people that want their name associated with that brand, and I'm one of those guys. I want to be a part of the family, but also business wise, I want the hometown brand to be associated with TNA wrestling, especially right now at this time. So that's a huge thing that went into the decision business wise.
I love it. Just speaking of TNA AMC, there was a lot of rumors last year circling around, the possibility of even getting onto a major television network. What was your initial reaction when you heard the announcement that the deal was made and that TNA would be moving on to AMC?
Well, first it was just like a general sense of excitement, like, yes, this is awesome. This is what we've been working for. And then it was like, wait a minute, is that's the AMC that has like The Walking Dead on it? That's the AMC that has, that had Mad Men, like, and then you start you when you really see the history of that channel and the blockbuster shows that have been on it, you're like, okay, no, this is a huge deal. And then again, going back to that brand thing, like our brand of TNA is going to be associated with those brands, those like literally worldwide recognized brands of those television shows. Now we are in the same conversation with those brands. That is a huge, huge business move. That's what it's all about, man. And that's the thing that I think TNA really needs is we just need more people to know how awesome we are and to know that we're out there because we've been awesome for many, many, many years. We just need more eyeballs to see how awesome we are, and we're going to get to do that with AMC.
So let's talk about the debut episode, January 15th, AMC, TNA Impact. The card is set and it's stacked.
Mhm.
What do you think we can expect out of you guys for the debut episode?
Look, I think there's a number of things. One is you can definitely expect that TNA is going to show the world the bread and butter of TNA, and that is that we have the best professional wrestling on the planet. Bell to bell, every match. that's going to be in that ring is going to be 5 star. Um, it's going to be epic. So the in-ring action is going to be total nonstop action, which is what brought us to the dance, man. Like that's what you're going to see. And I think that's what, a person that has never experienced TNA, doesn't know what TNA is all about, and is like, let me check this out. I think their mind is going to be blown with the in-ring action because that's what we got to bring to the dance, man. I mean, that's why TNA is so loved by professional wrestling fans around the world is because we got the best in-ring professional wrestling in the world, in my humble opinion. So I think that's really what people, should expect. And I mean, come on, it's the debut on AMC. I'm assuming there's going to be some pretty cool surprises too. I mean, expect the unexpected, expect something huge. So expect some surprises and expect that the in-ring product is going to be top notch.
Definitely. I think one thing I am super excited for is AJ Styles making his way.
Mm.
What are you most excited for on this debut episode?
Oh man. I think probably what I'm most excited for at this point is seeing Mike Santana uh, beat the crap out of Frankie Kazarian. I mean,
Okay.
Frankie, like, you know, Frankie, in there's a phrase in professional wrestling, and it's called living the gimmick. And I'll tell you right now, Frankie Kazarian kind of walks around on camera like a complete douchebag that you just want to smack. And I can tell you, when the camera gets turned off, he's still walking around backstage like a douchebag that you want to smack. He lives the gimmick. He has a very punchable face, and I would be honored to get into the ring and punch him in the face at some point this year. But I will be living vicariously through Mike Santana as he punches Frankie Kazarian in the face and hopefully gets back what I believe is rightfully his and what got stolen from him, and that's the TNA Heavyweight Championship, the TNA World Title. Man, I want Mike Santana to get that back.
Absolutely. Other big news that's happened in TNA in 2025 was the partnership that also is connected with NXT.
Yeah,
A
man.
lot of professional wrestling fans never thought we'd see any kind of partnership between the WWE and TNA. So did you ever see this coming? Like, as far as like the rumblings and when the inner workings, did you guys start to see the pieces fall into play as that partnership unfolded?
I mean, honestly, no. To for this to be like an official partnership, it was very surprising to me. And I mean, that's because I mean, I grew up in the era of dream matches, right? You're watching the Monday Night Wars and you're like, it's all just like pretend dream matches that you get put into a wrestling magazine. We're like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if, you know, Goldberg wrestled Stone Cold Steve Austin? And it was just kind of like, that would be a really cool pretend scenario to come up with in your mind. But like for it to those dream matches and scenarios to actually happen, again, they weren't possible. And then when you started to see TNA wrestlers and the TNA logo on the bottom of the screen on WWE events, and people just kind of just popping up, like, wow, that's a really cool one-off. That's really neat that we kind of got our name associated with WWE. That's huge. But then for it to officially be on paper was super surprising. And again, when you really think about it from a business standpoint, going back to what I said, it's all about, do you want your brand associated with another brand? WWE and NXT, they want their brand associated with the TNA wrestling brand. That's how hot we are. I think that shows you how far TNA wrestling has come as a company and as a brand and as a business is you have, the number one professional wrestling company for decades, for years, wanting to be associated with TNA wrestling. That's what that means. And that is huge. And it just means that there's dream matches that wrestling fans are chomping at the bit to see are possible, and they are going to be happening in 2026 at some point, and that's super exciting.
Is there anybody on that NXT roster that makes the hometown man want to cross the line to NXT to have a match that you haven't had yet?
Oh, dude, that's a good question. I mean, there's a guy uh that's walking around very mysteriously in NXT that he's a mysterious guy, but I also think he's an underrated guy. And I've had some fans say that Hometown Man is an underrated, in-ring performer, which I appreciate. Thank you for that. Every fan that has said that to me. I think a guy over in NXT that's been around the block and is super underrated is Shawn Spears. He
Hmm.
is an unbelievable professional wrestler. He checks every box, and I would love to step in the ring with Shawn Spears and get a piece of the culling because I think, the black hat, white hat, good versus evil is really what professional wrestling is all about. I think Shawn Spears and his group, epitomizes evil and the NXT brand. And I like to think that, I epitomize, a classic good guy, because I'm the hometown man, and I would love to face him in my hometown man. I think that'd be a pretty sweet matchup.
Definitely, definitely. Sean Spears versus the hometown man, I think is something that could definitely headline a marquee.
I
Um,
agree.
just one more question, then I'll let you go.
Okay.
Earlier, you spoke of titles,
Mm.
wanting that maybe being something that the hometown man wants around his waist or over his shoulder in 2026. Are you eyeing any champions in specific, or is that just like a, a wake up call to all champions in TNA? Like, hey, the hometown man wants some gold.
There's there's one title that I currently have on my sites for a number of reasons, and right now that is the TNA International title. I mean, one, it's a beautiful looking belt. If you haven't seen it, Google it. It is a beautiful looking belt. I would love
Beautiful.
to have that around my waist. But I mean, what secondly, that's number one. Two, I grew up in the era of the WWF, and you had the Intercontinental Champion. And that guy was known as the workhorse, the guy that just put his head down and he was going to put on the best possible match for the crowd every single night. I think that that's what the TNA International Championship can and should represent, and I would love to be the guy to do that. Third of all, how perfect would it be for the hometown man to internationally travel around the world and defend that title in his hometowns across the globe? I mean, it doesn't get any more poetic than that. So I would love to win, and then defend that international championship in my hometown, man.
I love it. Love it so much. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for coming on here, sharing some breaking news of you signing your TNA contract. I
Yeah, man.
cannot wait to see what you do in 2026. And as I always do, I am excited to have you on next time. So I will
Yeah,
just
dude.
leave this at see you next time.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.